Hello, 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 and what's happening? What's going on today? It is November. We are in November, y'all. November 4th or 3rd. Let me check my notes real quick. November 3rd. November 3rd, 2025. All the way live. Saying hello to Sticky Post-its as you come on in, and Lost Coast Dream. What's happening? How was your weekend, Tiff? What's going on? I'm so glad that y'all can be here with the sister. We have an awesome rundown prepared for you. When I say we, I mean me and my spiritual team. So go get something to drink. Go to the bathroom, to the potty real quick. What's up, Kia? Great hugging you on Tuesday. Thank you for supporting the sister. I really do appreciate you, honey. Oh, you're beautiful, Lost Coast Dream, even though I only see a heart, but I know hearts are beautiful. That's for sure. Come on in and join us. Let your friends know as the notifications are a little bit slow here on YouTube. As y'all know what I do as I do it. Give you a few announcements first and very first. Thank you. Thank you, 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 gracias, arigato, thank you, merci, thank you for all the beautiful people that showed up for free bricks on Tuesday. Thank you for the beautiful people that tried to see it per live stream. Now, again, I'm only going to say this one more time. I'm standing there after the festivities and everything, and the guy that was running the camera tapped me on the shoulder, and he's like, Sonja, we missed out on the audio in the first 10 minutes. And I just turned around and was like, say what? What happened? He was like, I don't know. I was trying my best to figure out. I couldn't hear anything. I'm going around following chords and everything, and all I had to do was press a button. So there you have it. In my new baseline and who I am, I'm not getting upset about stuff like that. I just looked at him and was like, well, can't do nothing about it now. So thank you. I appreciate you. And that was that. So please forgive the fact that Free Bricks was without audio for 10 minutes on that live stream. It's still available, although the audio still won't be there. The rest of the show is there for you to see if you can read lips. Please forgive me and my laughter, because honestly, it's nothing we can do. And I hope you weren't too frustrated. But I do appreciate your effort. I do appreciate you looking out and trying to hook up with a sister and see what I'm doing. And again, for all those like Kia, all of those like Ravanya, all of those like Nazi Vaughn, all of those like, I'm trying to think of the people. My son Kamau, Tamiko. It was so many people. Angel, Jade. It was a full house and it was sold out, but a good 10 people decided not to come. So that's all right. It's all good. But it was still full. It was really, really good. It felt good, y'all. It felt so good. I'm not going to ramble about my true experience of it all, but I will say this. It's very worth it to follow your dreams. And I don't care at what age you are. It's just worth it. So much fear and so much time, so much gas and electricity, so much energy went into putting this together. And this is the second time that we've done it. And a lot was put into other people's time and energy that did not charge me, who did it out of the love for the art, did it out of love for Sonja. It was just overwhelming to go, whoa, 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 whoa. What's for you can never, ever, ever, ever leave you. What's for you can never like deter you. Like it won't go. So I just feel tapped into that. And I'm just grateful that you were a part of that. I can go on and on and on about it, but I'm just really grateful. Thank you to Ernie Silva and his wife, Candy Joe. They held close to Sister's Chest. Ernie directed it, and Candy Joe was the technical director, and she ran the show, lights and sound. It was just awesome. It was just really awesome, and it's gonna get better. It was just a show, not just, but it was a show that's in sketch, which means that the story will evolve and get better. And get this, y'all. Freaking Santa Monica Playhouse Theater asked the sister back, asked me to come back and to perform during their Black History is Every Month series that they have twice a year. And twice a year, each weekend, 1 weekend, 2 weekends, they only highlight 2 artists or two shows that they had throughout the year. So they chose me as one of the two for one of their weekends, or one of the four, I should say. And I'm excited about that. So Free Bricks is coming back sooner than you know. And I really, really appreciate if you can come out and support it and watch its growth, watch its iteration. There's so many more. There's about 3 more characters on top of the 3 characters that I had in this particular iteration. There's like 3 more characters to add to the show. I'm just happy. I'm happy, and I'm happy to share it with you. And I really, really pray that you tap into that and share whatever it is that you got going on with us. Like, put it in the comments, DM me. If I can share a flyer, I will, because it's that time. It's been that time, but more than ever, it's that time, because there's such a contrasting feeling in the air, you dig? And y'all know what I'm talking about without even going into saying it. So yeah, did you enjoy it, Royal? I'm so glad. Thank you. Tangi was there. I'm trying to think of Tangi and Jean. It was a lot of people. My girl Nettie came in there. Nettie, who is the owner of a townhouse and Temple Bar back in the day. She's my sister to my heart. She was there. My brother Ben and his wife Angelica, my girl, she was there. Oh my God, Miss Angie, look, I can go on and on and on. It was a lot of people there. I was so glad that Tangi was there. But thank you for tuning in, Royal. I really appreciate it. One more announcement, or a couple more. If you are in Atlanta, or if you're from Atlanta, in the Atlanta neighborhood area, I'm hitting y'all up. Come see a girl. Now, you can see me in 1 or 2 or maybe 3 ways. You can book a private reading in which I'm not extending out on the public other than those that see me, right? And if you would like a private reading in person, 45 minutes for like $111, email me at wordlifeastrology@gmail. Again, that date is only November 12th. You pick a time on November 12th and you meet me where I am. Again, Atlanta area, in Atlanta. I'm doing private readings on November 12th only. No other time, so please don't ask me, okay? Because I don't only have a few days to be there. Only on November 12th, okay? And I believe that's a Wednesday, for $111 for 45-minute read in person, okay? But you have to email me, because I'm not making that link public. Wordlifeastrology@gmail.com. That's one way to get in contact with your girl. If you don't want a reading and you just want to come and learn some astrology and be down with some dope ass people, come to the local Peach on November 13th. Out in Norcross, I believe that's how you pronounce it. That's $99, and you get fed a little bit. Again, you're with some dope people. You learn about astrology. You get to see me, hug me. I pull up your natal chart or whatever. Again, that's on November 13th. And that information is in the description box below here on YouTube. And it's also in my Linktree link situation here on Instagram. Okay. I would love to see you. I would love to see you. Both situations are limited. The readings, only 6 people are getting readings, because how many readings can you do in a day? Your girl's going to be working hard, and I'm going to be incredibly fried, but I'll be there. So the readings are very private and very, very limited. And the local Peach is limited too. There's only 20 people that can sign up. I've never been to Chattanooga, Tennessee, but if you sponsor a girl coming on out there, I will absolutely do so. You can email me if you're serious at wordlifeastrology@gmail. Okay. Hey, Jamaican Sue 24. How you do? How you do? That's the second thing. And then the third thing, you don't have to be in Atlanta, but I will be in Atlanta, in the place that I'll be staying, doing a candlelight kind of like story vigil kind of reminiscent situation called Sovereign Souls with my girl CHANDA LEIGH. Yes, 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 yes. That's going to be on the 14th, right? And it's going to be streamed live on Stage It. I do the streaming. It worked twice in my favor, so this time it should be okay. On Stage It, pay what you can. sit back in your bed and watch me and Chanda tell some stories. She's a Gemini. We laugh. We tell a lot of stories. We have a good time talking. And also we'll sing some songs, read some poetry. She plays piano. We'll have a percussionist and a bass player in the house that we're going to be at. It's going to be really, really fly, y'all. Very, very intimate, very informal, very casual, but fly as heck. And I hope you can join me on that, okay? All the information is in the description box below, or in the Linktree app, or on my website, wordlifeastrology.com, wordlifeastrology.com. That's a whole bunch of announcements, and I don't want to go through it all again. But if you missed anything, wait for the recording and then rewind, select, and you'll be able to pick up on it again. If you have any questions, I'm way too accessible on these goddamn social apps, so you can always reach out and give your girl a little note or something and ask me a question if you have one, okay? And lastly, one last announcement. I will not be doing the weekly rundown next Monday. I will not be doing the weekly rundown next Monday because I will be 30,000 feet in the sky on my way to Atlanta. So I'm going to do my best to at least give y'all some little hints of what's going on throughout that week next week, but there will not be a rundown like this, okay? But I'll be back 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after today. Okay, I'm so glad that y'all are in the place. We got some things to talk about. Let me say what's happening to the folks on YouTube. Rabbi Rob is here, Melissa is here, and Zena P is here. Sweet Tea is here as well. And I already said what's happening to Royal. It's just a few of y'all in here, and I'm just glad to have y'all here. It's a nice little intimate gathering. How'd you feel about the weekend? What y'all do? Please tell. Do tell. What happened? I'm excited about going to Atlanta. I'm very, very grateful to two clients of mine, Felicia and Lydia, who both sponsored this trip to Atlanta. They was like, girl, people need to see you, and we're going to put up the money. We're going to make it happen. And I said, wait, huh? And they're like, yes. So whoever's in the Atlanta area and want to check you out and they couldn't check you out or can't check you out because you're on the West Coast, we're going to make that happen. I love when sisters come together and do their thing. I love when good people find good people and we just put out good stuff just for the sake of putting it out. I'm just saying. So many, many, many tremendous thanks to Felicia and Lydia, right? It is a blessing. Miss Jean, how you doing, sweetie pie? Oh, it's such a blessing. So that adds a little bit more to the fact that I want to see you because I'm not really out there all the time. And they made sure that I was out there. They made sure that their clients are going to check me out. So if y'all want to get in this situation, y'all better sign up before it gets full. Okay. I appreciate that. Again, all the information is listed. I'm really, 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 really excited. Was your weekend good? All right, let's get on into what's happening this week because it's interesting. There's a full moon in Taurus coming this week. I know a lot of y'all know this, and full moon in Taurus is quite auspicious. Like all of the full moons in their own way, because they all have their own. They all carry their own vibration, right? They all carry their own meaning, their own energy, their own intention, right? But what's so interesting about any full moon in a fixed sign. Now, for those that don't like when I turn into a teacher, just hold your breath for a second or breathe through it because it's worth teaching you something. Just in case you want to learn on your own. You don't want people sitting up here dictating to you all day long. The reason why it's always interesting when there's a full moon in a fixed sign like Taurus, like Scorpio, like Aquarius, and like Leo. Those are all fixed signs. Fixed signs are stubborn energy that don't like to move. The reason why it's auspicious when a full moon is in a fixed sign, because if the fixed energy is already stuck and it doesn't want to move, but the purpose of the full moon is to release. The purpose of the full moon is to let go. You already know. Do I need to finish the sentence? There's a push and pull situation. automatically there's some resistance. And that's for everybody, y'all. I'm not just talking about the fixed signs. I'm talking about all of us. That's the reason why I do these weekly rundowns, if you don't know, is to go into the transit information that's happening for everybody, right? I'm not going to give y'all that speech again because a lot of y'all already know what I mean by that. Ooh, I sipped that green tea and here comes the gosh darn sweats. It'll be over in a minute, Sonja. Just be patient. So I needed to get that out. I needed to get that out to tell y'all that this full moon in this full moon in Taurus is a big deal, and we're gonna get to it in a minute. That's why I entitled this particular video laxative of morals, or moral laxative, something like that. You know why? Because Taurus holds on to the pragmatic, to the practical, to the moral, and it has to loosen its ass. I didn't mean to say that like that, but it's for real. Sometimes Taurus, and listen, I'm not making fun, y'all. I'm just telling truth, you know? Sometimes Taurus energy, and that includes Taurus people. But when I say Taurus energy, I mean Taurus people, Taurus rising, Taurus moon, a Taurus baby. You know, Taurus energy is stuck and stubborn. You know what I mean? It just doesn't want to do the things that it knows it needs to do in order to grow because it's used to growing in one particular way. So if you have that stubborn energy and that full moon energy, you already know. We are all feeling this. Got to get it out. Got to let it go. So let's talk about that. Let's walk up to that and talk around that and do your best to be your own teacher in every rundown that I give so you can understand the bigger picture, not just the words that's coming off the page or what's coming through my mouth. Listen to the words between the words that hit your heart and make sense for you. Okay? All right, baby? All right, baby. What's up, Royal? That Scorpio sun, Libra felt the full moon in Taurus as soon as I opened my eyes today. Did you? Let's go, Miss Catrice. Let's go. All right. Today, the moon is in Aries. That's why we going. Because the moon is in Aries, Miss Catrice. That's why we are on it. Now, listen, as you know, the moon in Aries, by the way, the Aries energy is very much the baby, right? Aries is juvenile. Aries is quick with it. I like to say that all the fire signs, and y'all heard me say this before, burn in a particular way. And Aries burns like a match. It like goes, and then it has to stop for a nap. Goes, and then it has to sit down and recharge in some kind of way. So if you're feeling that today, that's because of the Aries moon. If you're feeling like you're being charged, if you're feeling like you're being probed, if you're feeling like, oh, I got to get things done, that's that. Now listen very, very closely. I love astrology for this particular reason. We are given these surges of energy so we can make good on them, Cupcake, so we can make good on them. So we can do the things that we need to do while the energy is provided. So if for the last 2-3 days, you've been kind of slow for the last 2 or 3 days when things weren't like, working in your favor, so to speak, and you felt like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it this. Well, today the moon is in Aries. You got energy. You got energy. So get up and do it. You understand what I'm saying? That's how we utilize this weekly rundown. It's not about predictions. It's about utilizing the energy and what's provided the best way you know how for your life and your lifestyle. Y'all get that? So while this moon is in Aries, it absolutely is quincunxing the sun because the sun is in Scorpio. And Scorpio in Aries, it's a really weird frustration, irritation, kind of energetic connection. You dig? Because Aries is ruled by Mars and Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. That's like 2 of the bullies on the block. And 2 bullies on the block don't really get along because one bully thinks it's better than the other bully. So they're always at each other, right? So there's this irritation of who's going to win. The stubbornness of Scorpio or the fast, ram my head up against the wall kind of Aries emotional energy. You decide. Here's what I ask you, though. Don't be too confused about it. Sometimes when there's a square and or a quincunx, what we have to do is allow ourselves to pick one energy over the other so they don't overlap and drive us batty. Does that make sense? So for instance, if there's a moment in which you got to lean into that Aries energy, okay. From 12 to 3, I'm going to just do my laundry. I'm going to make these phone calls. I'm going to return these emails. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to boom. Aries energy, because you feel the moon, you feel like doing that, moon in Aries. When the sun energy comes in and says, all right, enough of that. Can we just sit back and go to the park and observe? Because that's what Scorpio likes to do. Scorpio likes to observe. Scorpio likes to go deep. Scorpio likes to be emotional. Don't let the other overlap, because then the confusion will start. Did I teach that properly? Come to my workshop at the local Peach in Atlanta, please, because I love to teach. That's when I'm in my bag, y'all. That's when I'm in my bag. Okay, you get that? So we cause the confusion, even though the energy is already conflicting. As a human spirit, we get to say which is going to work best for us in any given time throughout the day. Does that make sense? Okay. Also today, Venus is quincunxing Saturn. Again, we're going to get a little frustrated because of the lack of money, probably, or the lack of values, right? Because we don't want to put up the boundaries, or we don't want to put up the distance. Say that again. We don't want to put up the boundaries. We don't want to put up the discernment. Let me make that clear. Here's the deal. Now, Saturn, as we know, is about the discipline and the boundaries. It's about doing the hard work. It's about being regimented. It's about being authoritative, but it's also about schedule, right? Whereas the value in Venus is like, I don't see the value in doing those things. What sign is Venus in? Scorpio? I'm trying to think. Yeah. Venus is in Scorpio. I believe Venus is in Scorpio. Venus in Scorpio, quincunxing Saturn. Did it back up into Aries, or is still in Pisces? Ooh, Sonja, I got to remember. In any case, the bottom line is the real major message is that the feeling is my disciplines against my passion. I don't want to work because I feel like I need to push. Pushing and working is two different things. Pushing with passion and determination today, okay? Venus, quincunx, Saturn. Pushing with passion is a lot different than working with authority and with discipline, working with a schedule. Because sometimes you can push with passion and blow the whole spot, cuz. Y'all get that? Sometimes you can push with passion and overstep a boundary. Does that make sense? Whereas today there's a frustration because a part of you wants to push, but another part of you says, I have to go by the schedule. I got to wait to tell somebody to tell me to go. I got to wait for my boss to give me the word. I got to wait for my husband comes home so I can get the car. I got to wait for the proper order of things. You understand? So possibly maybe for today, Monday, you not falling into that push and pull and that confusion of passion versus hard work and the need to do a thing in our schedule. Possibly maybe when you feel like you want to put passion somewhere, get up and dance. When you feel like you want to put the love somewhere, hug your dog, hug your cat. Put it somewhere other than projecting it on a thing in which you think you should move. I should move my husband and text him and call him 17 times because where's the freaking car? I should blow up my boss with emails because I need to get this approval and this invoice because we need to move on this thing. Sometimes you got to pull back and allow the order of things to work in your favor. Does that make sense? Or else you're about to blow up the spot. Or else you're about to go out of order. That brings us to our final aspect for Monday with Mars trining Neptune. That's a big deal. Mars trining Neptune. Oh, Mars is in Scorpio. Neptune is right on the edge of Pisces. Let me tell you, why is that a big deal? Because all of these frustrations can be null and void if you just move Mars with Neptune's understanding of ideas, Neptune's understanding of imaginations, Neptune's understanding of right timing, divine timing, Neptune's understanding of it'll get done when spirit says it's going to be done, Neptune's understanding of art, right? Of purposeful, intuitive art. Sit back and watch a movie and let time pass before you have to jump and do something. Does this make sense? I'm hoping I'm speaking because it feels good coming through my body, and I hope it's not some of the same. Thank you for your patience. That water tastes damn good, y'all. Woo, water's a miracle. Does that make sense? So add fire to your imagination and execution to your prayers. Act as if without proof. Girl, dude, did I get that message today? Act as if without proof. Now, again, I feel like Spirit be saying the same things through me. And I'm like, Sonja, you need a different vocabulary, cousin. What's going on? But I feel like it's some of the same energy. Act without proof. Yes, the faith, the trust, the tight walk, the understanding, the keeping your stance, and all the things. But listen, when Mars is trying in that Neptune, Mars says, I need you to close your eyes and do it anyway. Is there an opportunity for you to take on an action today? Right? For you to take on an action without you having all of the ducks in the row, all of the proof in the pudding, all of the validation that you want from your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your children, your cousins. That means there's something that you need to move on, that you need to be decisive on today. Today. Decisive with today. That allows you to just not only have trust, but for you to make the moves by closing your eyes. Yes, that's trust, right? But when you move, that's a whole nother game. That means you're banking on yourself. You're not just trusting in God and trusting in the powers that be. When you move on something, you trust in you, baby. How about that? Can I get a yes, yes, y'all on that? When you move on something, you're like, regardless of how this situation turns out, I'm going to stand behind what it is I said I was going to do. I'm going to stand behind what it is, those consequences or the results may or may not be. That's that Mars trining Neptune. Your action meeting with God. You're saying, okay, God, let's go. Right, Kia? Let's do it. Right, Jamaican Sue? You understand what I'm saying? Are your people good in Jamaica? I presume you are Jamaican since you have the handle. I pray for you and all your people. I just wanted to say that out loud because that just crossed my heart. So yeah, that's Monday. Munch on that for a minute because how you doing, skinny jeans or skinny G's? Anyway, how are you? What's happening, Kim? Yaya is in the place and Copper Fox. Oh, Lord, Brian. Oh, I'm so happy. Chippy's here. Listen, I want y'all to watch as we build up to this moral laxative we need to have for this full moon. You did. I want you to remember the steps that you took already or that you're taking today. I want you to remember the power. And the reason why I say that too, and forgive me, this is not a dig to anybody who's pronounced or clinically diagnosed as bipolar. This is just a description. This week is a bipolar kind of week. I want y'all to remember this week is a bipolar kind of week. So these moments like today when Mars is edging Neptune, when our action is nudging the unseen, when our action is saying, I'm going to do regardless, I'm going to do. Not think about it, not plan. I'm going to move my feet. I'm going to make the phone calls. I'm going to say, yo, I need your help. I'm going to do something. When I do something and I have no idea what's going to happen, right? I want y'all to remember these faithful moments that you had within yourself, please. Because in the next couple of days, as I read it and as you'll see it, it'll turn to you not being faithful again. There's a weird push and pull this week that's really, in my opinion, teaching us how to be stronger in our walk. We've been taught that a lot in the last couple of months on different layers and different floors and different costumes and different ways, right? This way seems to be the more practical. This week seems to be the more practical and pragmatic way. And I want y'all to really, really pay attention to that because it's going to go up and down and it's going to feel like it makes sense. And then it's going to feel like it doesn't make sense. It's going to feel like it feels right. And it's going to feel like it doesn't feel right. Hey, you are the judge of your own walk. And there are times in which I believe we all need to talk ourselves out of certain things and to actually keep people, naysayers, away. The ones that feed the flames of doubt, the ones that feed the flames of indecision. You understand what I'm saying? The worry warts. We don't need them this week because we're going to do enough of worrying for ourselves. You dig that? And we're going to have to pump ourselves up the next day. Watch, you'll see what I'm saying. On Tuesday, that moon goes into Taurus about 11:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here's the buildup. So whenever the moon goes into the vibration of that new moon or that full moon that's about to come, this is when we start feeling the energy of what needs to be released in a full moon, in this week's case. You understand? So tomorrow you start to get frustrated on some level. Tomorrow you got to get frustrated. You start to get frustrated because it's quincunx Mars. Frustrated by the need to slow down and take account, pull back and assess the scene before you move. Okay. It's going to sound real disgusting. But I'm talking about laxatives this week. I'm talking about the moral laxative. But I'm also talking about, with this particular aspect, this moon, our emotional body slowing down for a quick second to tell our feet, to tell our movement what we need to do in order to check ourselves. So when we really release the next day, we know what we're releasing. Do y'all get that? I'm going to say it again. I really am going to say it again. We made the move today with Mars hitting up Neptune because God said so. Because there's a thing in which we got to trust within ourselves to do. When tomorrow rolls around, there's a thought, there's a feeling. Oh, wait, hold on. I made that move. I made that call. I pulled the trigger. Squirrel, I'm the type of person, y'all, where I will schedule a show. I'll schedule a thing. Just go on out there. The Leo in me says, make it November 1st. And I'll be like, yes, November 1st. And then I'll sit home like a Cancer and be like, oh, shit. I got to do it now. Now I got to do it. Now I got to show up. And 9.5 times out of 10, I always show up. I cannot show up. That's that feeling. It's like Monday, we walk into the walk. We trust ourselves. We make the decision. We do the emails, right? And then tomorrow there's a pushback like, wait, hold on. Not that we're getting afraid, but that we're forced to sit back and go, all right, since I made the decision, since I pulled the trigger, now let me assess the what I really need to do. Why? Because when that moon goes into Taurus, the best thing about Taurus energy is I'm not going to do shit without knowing what I'm doing. I'm not going to look like nobody's boo-boo the fool. I need to have it all right. Now, that's the frustration because Mars says we already pushed it. The frustration, the quincunx, the moon, quincunx in Mars tomorrow on Tuesday. The moon is like, the Mars is like, we already pushed it. We already gave it the go. And the moon is like, wait, hold on. I know we did. But there's some things that I have to assess first because the next day I'm going to have to get rid of all the things I thought was necessary for me in order to move forward. I'm going to have to get rid of all the outdated practical things that I thought was necessary for me to move forward. So if I'm really going to move, just give me a day. Give me 50 feet. Give me 12 hours to look at my closet and go, okay, maybe I need to buy some new jeans. Maybe I need to buy another tie for this situation. Okay. Maybe I need to buy with this book that I've been trying to read up on before this meeting and before this venture that I'm about to go in. Okay. Maybe I need to figure this out. Maybe I need to call Sonja, book a reading or whatever, just to make sure my solar return and my situation is in alignment and I'm doing what I need to be doing. Whatever the case may be, this is tomorrow. Okay, but I don't want you to be frustrated about it, is my point. I don't want you to be emotional about it because that moon is in play and it wants to kind of peg you and say, you stupid. You shouldn't have done that. You're ridiculous. You shouldn't have. We went too fast. We went too hard. We don't have all the things. Don't do that on Tuesday. Don't do that. Because again, like my example, sometimes you need to plan the thing. Sometimes you got to punk yourself. Sometimes you got to say, all right, I'm going to do it. And then get home and be like, Okay, how I'm gonna do that shit? Ooh, y'all get what I'm saying? That's what keeps momentum sometimes as well. Y'all got that. Also tomorrow, now check this out. This is when the bipolar situations rock with me. Ask any questions that y'all have to ask now, because it's going to sound very contrary if you don't understand where I'm coming from. This particular weekly reading, and I mean, really. Why? Because again, it's up and down. It's a weird kind of flow this week. And I want y'all to ask the questions and how it relates to something I already said and how it can help everybody, the whole collective, okay? Now, bust this on Tuesday. That Mars, that action, that thing that we want to do, it's opposition Uranus, the changes, the innovative. Oh, shit. So it can look like a bunch of different ways. It can look like, okay, this movement that I have to do, this thing that I'm being asked to take my time on today, on Tuesday, because that moon in Taurus is in the mix now. And I got to slow down and be methodical. It's opposition to changes. Oh, sweat. That's a deal. That's a deal, because now we have to move in balance. It's almost like finding a seesaw. It's finding a seesaw between what it is that you put in place to do. I said November 1st. I said I wanted to do this. I sent the emails. I made this. I gave them the yes. I told them I got $10,000. I'm making the investment. But you also on Tuesday is asking you to balance out. How does that look with the changes that are going on in my life? How does that look like this innovative life that I want to pop off? How does that look like any of the surprises that are coming around? I have to balance out the surprises. So say you did invest $10,000 in something, but then all of a sudden you get a bill for $2,500 and you're like, oh, snap. Ooh, maybe I went a little bit too hasty. No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that, because we're always quick to blame ourselves first. We're always quick to say, why did I do that? What happened? That's where our real frustration and challenge comes along. Don't y'all think that things happen in order because they're supposed to happen in that order? So staying with that example, if you do invest that $10,000, if you do pull the trigger on a thing, but then you realize, oh, here comes a surprise change with Uranus. Oh shit, maybe I shouldn't. That only means you had to pull the trigger and that something is going to help you pay that bill. Something else is going to come in, or you got to use your mouth. You got to use your negotiation skills. You got to let them know, okay, well, hold on. I can't do that right now because I'm already on the road to my future over here. You get that? I already invested in something else over here. And I'm with that. Not only am I invested in that money-wise, but I invested in that heart-wise. I invested in my future. I invested in that because I prayed on that. I wanted that to happen. So even though this bill came out of nowhere, just don't try to slide me back into survival mode. And when I say you trying to slide yourself back in survival mode, thinking that you shouldn't have went and invested on yourself in the future. Woo, Sonja, y'all hearing me? Y'all don't hear me. I swear to God, y'all don't hear me. Maybe I should drink some more water. Because that's what happens. Oftentimes we take that big leap forward. We take that little testimony of ourselves and we go, yes, I can do it. And then all of a sudden the past will come up, or a conversation will come up, or somebody will come up to you at a show that you do. Oh, Sonja, I'm growing up, y'all. I'm just growing up. Somebody will come after you put in all this effort and go, well, why didn't you do this in your show? And it's like, first of all, hold on. This is the facetious Yonkers part of me. If you want to do a show, why don't you write your own fucking show? But the other part of me is like, do you understand how much it took for me to get here? And then the other part of me is like, Sonja, they don't. Relax. They don't understand. They don't know what it takes. You know why? Because they are always sliding themselves back into survival mode. They are always sliding themselves back into panic, into what they deem to be reality, and not chasing their own dreams. It's no fault to them. It's no fault to me. I'm giving y'all an example and a situation, and I'm giving y'all 3 different ways in which I reacted inside my body because I'm human. You understand what I'm saying? But the bigger picture and the spiritual side of me goes, wow, I feel sorry for them on some level. that you need to project onto me what it is you think I should do because you don't have the balls to do it. That's what that feeling is. When the change, when the switch ups, when some type of innovative voice comes in and says, "What shouldn't we have done it this way? Where's the changes? Shouldn't we? Wait, hold on. We already on the road." Those changes will take care of themselves. Did I make that clear, y'all? Can you give me a yes, y'all, if I did? And again, I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I'm happy for me being me. And I know people got their own shit, but they're not going to take my power as I get to this next aspect. I'm so dope. They're not going to take my power. Why? Because on Tuesday, here comes the moon squaring up Pluto. Somebody, something wants, thank you, Tiff. Somebody, something wants to take your power. Pluto is power. Pluto is transformation, transmutation, regeneration, right? Pluto is strong arm and shit. Pluto is power. Pluto is persuasion, right? Here it goes, squared up, challenged by emotions. So no, you're not gonna allow me or any of the good people here that are my family in this particular collective be shaken by emotions and thrown off their square because you think of something else, because a change needs to happen, because an emotional reaction wants to take your power. No, ma'am, no, sir. I'm still talking about Tuesday. Do y'all get that? Let me read that. Let me read another description that I put on here. Our need to keep things the same and slow keeps us from our true power. You have no idea what's on the other side of stepping into you. It goes along with my example. Why should I negatively, or I should say emotionally respond? Why should we emotionally respond to changes, to anything that wants to take us off of our square when we know where our power lies? And pause. If you don't, figure it out right now, in this moment, in prayer, on your knees, today, where your power lies. And what I mean by that even though it's an auspicious type of idea and declaration, like, why'd you come here? Why are you here? And please don't say to be somebody's mama. Please don't say to work at IBM. Is IBM still in Oh my God, I cracked myself up. Please don't say it's for somebody else, is my point. I'm here to make somebody else better. Why are you here? What's your power that you're adding to the planet, cousins? Figure that out, because there's no way that you can stand firm in your power and respond to the changes that are happening around you and the intuitive actions that need to be done if you don't know why you're here. Otherwise, you whipping in a goddamn tornado. Book a reading with me. Do something. Ask a mentor. Sit with an elder. Talk about it. Pray. Call on the archangels. Whatever you need to do. Because this is the time in which I've been saying for years, in which we have to know ourselves better. Because the systems, y'all don't get me freaking preaching here, the systems are doing their best to break us down from the inside out. They're not just taking jobs and homes. That's superficial shit. They coming for your soul. I've been saying this for fucking 10 years. They coming for your soul in every way. So if you don't know how you stand in this place, come on now. There's no way anybody can help you. So don't even look for it. Also on Tuesday, that moon is quincunx in Mercury. Uh-oh. There's some more frustration happening. Thank y'all for joining me. There's some more frustration happening, right? Listen with selective ears. Express yourself in the breeze. No need to get frustrated by something not solid yet. Breathe out positivity until it lands. So on Tuesday, right, the frustration not only comes with power, the frustration not only comes with trying to balance out what you did and what you pulled the trigger on versus the changes that are happening, but it's also trying to come for the mind. It's also trying to undertow your decision, your processing, what you say and what you listen to, the communicative aspects of who you are. That's Mercury. Right? So it's trying to get in your head. the frustrations of the actions that you've done, the need to emote, the need to pull back, the need to see the bigger picture before this full moon comes. Are y'all following me? Please ask the questions if I am confusing you. Find a way, and we will do our best to answer, because I need y'all to get this. I'm not coming on here for 2 weeks. So next week I will not be, there will not be a weekly rundown, because I'll be in the sky going to Atlanta. And if you're in Atlanta, oh my God, you have 3 chances to see me. Come and check me out. I'd appreciate it. I'm coming to service y'all in the best way I know how, and in the Atlanta area. So I want y'all to get this, because this mind fuck, this mind thing that's happening is real. And oftentimes, dare I say it, and I'm going to be in your face and my face, it's us. It's us, y'all. We can't point fingers and project situations to other people and be a victim saying they did it. It's something they said. It's something I wish they would have done. It's on the next person. No, it's on you, boo-boo. It's on how you perceive it. It's on how you heard a thing. It's on how you broke something down. You got that? It's on how you intuited it. Excuse me. It's on how you took it in. I want y'all to really, really get that in the best way you know how, right? So we have to listen with different ears on Tuesday. We have to listen with the ears that say, that may be for you, but that's not for me. We have to listen to the ears that says, you may have done that plan, but let me research another plan. You have to listen with the ears that says, Sonja, Angie, Chanel, Miss Irene, how you doing, beautiful? Melissa, listen, sit back and listen, sit back, pay attention, observe, because what they saying don't work for me. And I don't need to get my energy nor my my emotions involved in what it is that they are proclaiming to be true. They could be anybody. It could be your mother. It could be the TV. It could be society. It could be your neighbor. It could be your man. It could be your woman. It could be your children, for that matter. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody outside of you. Because it's about us processing information with that Mercury in the best way that we know how for us. It's our walk. When you going to proclaim it to be yours? When are you going to proclaim it as a sovereign march? We can be singular and still hold hands. Do y'all get that? We can still be individuals and still be a collective. They've taught us that we can't, time and time again, that we need to follow the leader, Rakim, and we don't. We're all leaders in the way that we lead ourselves. We can share in that. Come on, don't get me preaching. So this is why we're building up to this Wednesday full moon. Let's get there. Wednesday, full moon in Taurus at 8:19 a.m. Full moon in Taurus at 8:19 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday. It's a big deal because, again, we've been going through, and I'm backing up for a reason, on Monday and Tuesday, trying to figure out, okay, I pulled the trigger. People trying to knock me off my square. Hold my power. Don't listen to the things because Mercury is getting frustrated, and I don't know if I heard it right. Did that email say what it needed to say? On Wednesday, it's saying now that you have all of that in your rear view, now that you understand that you had to slow down for a minute for you to assess the people, the situations, the conditionings, the understanding, the emails, the players involved, because that moon in Taurus, when it hit on Tuesday, it says slow down and see that, right? Now that we slow down and see that on Wednesday, now we got to take that moral laxative. You like the way Spirit and I built up to that? Now we got to take that moral laxative. Do you know what I mean by that? Somebody take a stab at it. I want this tea, but I really want the water because the tea makes me sweat, but it tastes so damn good. But the water just, calms me down and cools me off. I'm so conflicted. Maybe I do one after the other. Okay. What do I mean by moral laxative? Does anybody want to take a stab at it? That's why I gave y'all a little commercial real quick. Miss Irene said, I don't. How can we get back in touch with our dreams when they feel frivolous at this time? Oh, that's a great question. That's a great. What's going on in my mouth today? That's a great. Oh, Mercury's almost retrograde. That's what's happening. That's a great question. Releasing old limiting beliefs. There you go. What's up, my friend? What's going on, baby? That's it. Old limiting beliefs. We got to let go. Because we've been going, I'm going to answer that question in a minute, Forest Frame Drummond. Because we've been going through this push and pull, and we've been forced to slow down on Tuesday specifically, and the energy, the day, the time that surrounds it, right? Forced to slow down, and that full moon in Taurus comes. It's like, wait, hold on. We got to take this moral laxative. We got to look back when we slow down to go, oh, this is outdated. Oh, I really don't need this anymore. Oh, what my mother and them was telling me, and that's not just on Tuesday, because Tuesday gave us the idea of that. But when Wednesday comes and that full moon says, now I need you to dump it emotionally. The moon is emotional, whereas on Tuesday it was in our heads. On Wednesday it says take the moral laxative and let it go. I suggest, in some way, shape, or form. If you got 5 minutes on Wednesday, around about 8:19 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's when we wake up here on the East Coast, on the West Coast, about 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. Just say, I release all old beliefs, all old outdated beliefs. Just keep saying that over and over and over again as you wake up, and allow that full moon in Taurus energy to give you that laxative. Because here's the thing about morals, right, baby? Here's the thing about morals. Morals is really tricky, because morals are those things, right? Those beliefs, right? Those habits, right? The conditionings, right? In which we pass on from grandma to grandma, from grandpa to grandpa, right? In which we hold true, in which we made $1,000 in the last 2 days because of it. Because we worked hard, because we hustled, because we did this, because we did that. The morals are those things that stand true for a time. That's the trick about morals, in my belief, and what was just told to me. Morals are temporary. Morals are, you can switch morals around. Morals is like 3-card Molly out this Motley. 3-card Motley, what the fuck? Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like the 3 cards. Morals switch. We need to change the morals. We need to change the perspectives. We need to change the rules for ourselves as we move along. Why? Because we change. Why? Because society changes. Why? Because we grow, because people around us grow. Why? Because we're evolving. But that Taurus energy, full moon in Taurus, it doesn't want to. There's pain in the laxative moments. There's pain, without me getting gross and visual on y'all. It's painful when you have to let go of those things that worked for the last 5 years. Now, this sounds like some of the same. It ain't. It really, really ain't. Because there are moments in which we do our best to eat around the pizza, right? We like the crust best, so we eat the crust first. We like the outside of the cupcake best, so we eat the cupcake around the outside the cupcake first. We do the easiest things. You get that? We do the easiest things. This moral laxative that happens are those things that, again, not only shaped us at one time, not only was told to us by our ancestors and our elders at one time, but that we stand on, and we're so afraid of letting go because the change will kill us if it doesn't work. Like literally kill us. Because why? We tried. Because we did something different. And Taurus don't like change. Full moon in Taurus don't like change. That laxative is going against its whole nature. Does that make sense? But here's the deal. On the other side of that, to release all of that stuff, this is what Taurus is also, a great manifester. Y'all read my book, The Signs, an Astrological Memoir? That's the chapter title for Taurus, the great manifester. Because Taurus is the manifester. But there's no way that you can manifest anything if you don't let go of shit. That's a very, very like elementary lesson, spirituality 101, but it's the real truth. And full moon swell, right? And emotion, full moon swell in capacity. So if that full moon in Taurus is like, I need you to swell and not being constipated in your own pragmaticism, your own way of doing things, your own morals, so we can get to the other side and make that money. So we can get to the other side and see our worth. So we can get to the other side and invite a different value system in who we are. Y'all not hearing me. On Wednesday, that moon is opposition the sun, naturally. Whenever you have a full moon energy, it's always going to be 180 degrees away from the sun, always. Okay? But this is a moment to release your constipated, self-righteous need to hold on to what worked before you saving the world from yourself. Let me read that again, because I wrote that in a crazy ass way. That moon opposition, that sun. This is a moment to release your constipated, self-righteous need to hold on to what worked before. You're saving the world from itself and willing to die for it ways. I like the latter of that little situation description the best, because Taurus is always willing to die for some shit. I'm going to ask you, are you willing to die for shit nowadays? Are you willing to die for other people's shit? Are you willing to die for the shit that you keep holding back, that you could taste in your throat right now? That's some real constipated shit. And I'm in your face because you're full of it. We all are on some level, full of it. We got to look ourselves in the mirror, y'all. I know it hurts to say that you fucked up. I know it hurts to say that you messed up. I know it hurts to say that you were mean. I know it hurts to say you could have been a little bit more morally correct in this area. I know it hurts to say these things worked at one time and I'm afraid to go to 1992 because I'm stuck in 1979. I know it hurts to feel like your value lies in helping others and now nobody needs you. Or now your jig is up. Nobody needs you and you don't need to be needed. It hurts. Because where's my purpose? Where's my value? Where am I at? Who am I in this? I'm speaking for this full moon in Taurus. This is a doozy. Do y'all not feel this? This is a doozy. Because you got to give up them ways in order to get what it is you really see on the other side of this. In order for Taurus to say, I got gems and jewels, I got all kinds of things. But you want to stay stuck saving people? You want to be the one that they consider a hero and then they skip along and never see them again? I'm just saying, who you saving? For what reason? Save your goddamn self, so you can manifest the best life. And then in turn, you can give that life and that light and that energy to those that come to you without effort. Because once you start shining, you don't need to do the work. Your shine offers them the inspiration. Your shine offers them the energy and the love that they need. You don't have to like extend yourself. That's what this new full moon in Taurus is trying to tell you. Release these old outdated morals because they're not welcomed and they're not utilized where we're going. It's a different way. It's a different day. Okay? Whew. I got dizzy talking about that, y'all, which means to me, squirrel, which means to me, spirit's just streaming through. And I ate already, so I know I'm not hungry. So I just want y'all to pay attention. And if you didn't get it, rewind this possibly maybe and come back and see it later. On Thursday, vibration switches almost instantly. Before it does, though, before it switches, that moon will still be in Taurus. And when that moon is in Taurus, early in the morning, it wants to sextile Jupiter. Y'all don't get it? wants to sextile Jupiter, and it wants to sextile Saturn. I think I've been talking to y'all long enough. That's why I'm pausing. I'm waiting for the goddamn celebration. Because again, the moral laxative needs to be in place for you to do what? Get Jupiter's blessings. For you to do what? Get Jupiter's optimism. Get Jupiter's expansion, the swell of who you are, the space that you're going to take up, the light that you're going to draw to you, the manifestation that needs to happen. You see how this is all working for each other throughout the week? Is why I do these weekly rundowns, so y'all can see the order of the universe and how it's literally presenting it to us. Don't take it personal though. We can't take things personal though. We can't get frustrated and wrapped up into human being and their bullshit, even our own bullshit. It's a waste of time. And if we feel the bullshit coming on us because we are human, stop, pause, go to the bathroom, sit on the toilet, pray. Release it, take some deep breaths. Do your work. Understood? Oh, wait, before I go deep into this, I want to go into this question somebody had. It just hit me in my head again. I hope this person is still on here. Forrest Frame Drummond said, how can we get back in touch with our dreams when they feel frivolous at this time? Well, I'm going to be truthful with you because my name is Sonjamarie. If your dreams are frivolous, if they feel frivolous, and I hope you're still on here, sir or ma'am, then you might need to get some new dreams. Does that make sense to everybody? Because real dreams are not frivolous. The dreams that you want to die for, the dreams that you want to live for, the dreams that you want to abandon all things, they hold weight. They are fueled by spirit. If they're frivolous, that means you're undecided. Does that make sense? Maybe you need to sit back and when that moon is in Taurus and really slow yourself down and go, wait, hold on. Am I dreaming the proper dream? Am I connecting to what it is my heart really, really wants? Because this is not sticking. Something is not happening. And if it's not a frivolous dream, right? Again, you have to slow down and reassess who you are in this. Because it's only frivolous because you're giving away your power. It's only frivolous because you're allowing the reality of things around you in this moment to run you. Now, 111. Come on now. Y'all know what I feel about 111. I don't look up and see it all the time. 111. Let's go. Think about that though, right? Are you letting your reality run you? That's a hard question, because I know a lot of practical people in here, earth signs, and I know a lot of air signs in here, or people who have a lot of air signs in them will say, well, shit, I still got to pay my bills, bitch. What you talking about? I still got to have a car to drive. I still got to live on the planet. Yes, you do. You absolutely do. We all do. I'm not negating that in any way, shape, or form. I'm not negating it. But that is not more powerful than the power of God, than the power of your ancestors, than the power of your own being, than the power of your own majesty within your soul. When you tap into him, when you tap into her, they lead the way. Does that make sense? And I'm extending this answer because I feel it's for many. We have to rewind. We have to come back. We got to figure that out. Like, what you allowing to take over you and your being in this moment. Is it easy? Hell no. It ain't easy. Do I have it all together? Nope. None whatsoever. But I tell you one thing that I do that I'm proud of. I get on my knees. I stay in connection. I stay talking. I listen. I open up. I ask the questions, and as soon as I hear it, I move on it. We all have the power to do that. One of my friends calls me magical, and I take it on as a compliment. I appreciate that. But one day when she said it, it made me feel like she didn't feel that she was. So when she said it, I said, you know, you're magical too, man. Don't just put that on me. I mean, I accept it and I appreciate it and I know it to be true. But don't just say I'm magical because of the way my life works out. You know, I had to work to get to this. I had to work my magic. And so do you. I hope y'all got something from that answer. That means a lot to me to share that to you. I'm not lying. Let's go to Thursday. Because before the switch up, when the moon goes into Gemini and it gets lighter, just to go back to the narrative of this whole weekly rundown, excuse me for burping, that moon in Taurus hitting up against Jupiter and hitting up against Saturn is saying, listen, in order for you to manifest the thing and get what it is that you need, the possibilities, the positivity, the skittles, right, Tiff? In order for you to get that thing, you got to stay with the discipline of you. I kind of just said that in the goddamn speech. Did I not? Once you've decided what needs to be let go with that full moon in Taurus, watch the opportunities and the optimisms rise and the rewards flood due to hard work and discernment. Boom. That's all. That's all. That is all. And the thing is that in the beginning of Thursday's weird, and I'm about to go on a roller coaster ride in about 2 minutes. So hold on to your hat. I want y'all to hold on to that Jupiter and to that Saturn moment early in the morning on Thursday. Hold on to the possibilities and the optimism. Hold on to the things that you know to be true for you because your heart said so. Because the hard work that you've been doing has been releasing and has been setting you up for what it is that you deserve, for what it is that you are a value of. Hold on to that because Thursday is one of the most bipolar days of the whole week. Now, this is only for the astrology students in the room, okay? That's right, Miss Catrice. I hear you. This is only for the astrology people in the room. And please don't get sucked in. But I'm going to run these gosh darn aspects down, and then I'm going to fly through what it is that it means. On Thursday, the moon quincunxes Venus. On Thursday, the moon sextiles Neptune. Mars sextiles Pluto. The moon conjuncts Uranus. Venus quincunxes Neptune. The moon trines Pluto. The moon is opposition Mars. Venus is quincunxing Uranus. The moon is opposition Mercury. I'm dizzy. I'm fucking dizzy. And here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to go through each and one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 goddamn aspects. I'm going to sum it up. I'm going to sum it up for y'all because I know y'all don't want to hear me break all of this down. But what it stands out to me is that there's some confusion on Thursday around your value and how your value should be spoken for, how your value should be tapped in, how value is coming to you in different ways and different changes. Because Venus is up against a bunch of them. But Venus is up against Venus's value, Venus's worth, Venus's love, Venus's money. Right? There's a bunch of stuff going on in regards to your value and your worth on Thursday. Folks is trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Maybe you trying to do it to yourself. Why? Due to some changes that need to happen within or without you, right? But what's standing strong for you on that day is your power. What's standing strong for you on that day is Mars sextiling Pluto telling you, listen, head first into your convictions. Regardless of what you think is worthy, what they think is worthy or not, the proof is in the pudding, cousin. The proof is in the mix. The proof is in what it is you decided to do. The proof is in the movement that you started the couple of days before on Monday. The proof is in the decisions that you have. There may be some changes, yes. Uranus is coming on in there on Thursday, switching it all up. Maybe it's 2 o'clock instead of 5 o'clock. Maybe it's $100 instead of $500. Maybe, but the thing about it is that your emotions can't hold on to the switch ups. You know what I just saw? Pickup sticks. You remember back in the day when you threw up the pickup sticks and you land them on the ground? This is Thursday. Gosh, spirit, that's a dope ass analogy. I love my relationship with God. Oh, I do. I get excited because that's a dope analogy. Thursday's like pickup sticks. Like you throw, if y'all too young to know, just ask the question and I'll explain. But it literally is a game where you throw up all of these sticks that are normally about the same size and thickness, but they're different colors. And then you have to move the sticks from each other without the sticks moving. So it feels like that particular moment in which we are moving the sticks around because shit is changing. That's the throwing them up, right? Shit is changing. Oh my, what? Wait, what? But the power in you and us is being able to craftily, carefully pull those sticks out of the pile of sticks. Why? So we can show that we are worthy of the sticks. So we can show that we are worthy of the concentration. So we can show that we are worthy and we are powerful and we will not be deterred. Does that make sense? Ooh, I like that. I really, really like that. There are moments in that in which even Mercury is playing in on Thursday, where with that analogy and the pickup sticks, maybe you have to go to the other side of the pile because the brain says there's another plan. The brain says there's another process. The brain says there's another way to get up and under the pickup sticks to be able to move it and adjust it in a way none of them moves, and you can still have your sanity. Oh, please come back here on Instagram or YouTube and tell me what. Ooh, one. Ooh, I swear, y'all, I just looked over and it said 1. That makes me excited. They are talking. Let's do it. So come back, please, and tell me what Thursday felt like to you. Please forgive my throat and my lips. Mercury is doing this thing. It's about to go retrograde on the 9th, just to let y'all know. So that's that thing. But again, if we're walking into it by asking the questions, Mercury's getting frustrated. If we're walking into it by listening to what we need to listen to, if we're walking into it by observing and understanding that, you know what, I deserve this. I'm powerful, even though they tell me I'm not, even though I'm busting my butt, even though I'm walking into this meeting with old shoes. Because sometimes the value in what we look like too, that's Venus too, the beauty and the value of how we come up, our aesthetics, right? Sometimes we walk into a situation and we're like, God damn it, I wanted to buy new sneakers for this meeting. I wanted to buy a new dress for this meeting. I wanted to get my car washed. How I show up is showing my worth. Is it? Is it? Squirrel, Kamau said to me one day, Mom, I can't wait to be rich. Because when I'm rich and I show up at these award show, I'm going to show up like Adam Sandler and just come in there with shorts and a T-shirt on. And I said, you know what, Kamau, you can do whatever the heck you want to do, baby. That's right. You know why? Because is his value in how he looks, or is his value in what it is he brings? That's what we're talking about on Thursday. Is the value in how you show up, again, in those outdated morals, those situations, or is the value in your power? Is the value in the fact that you initiated the thing? Is your value in your courage to say, I got the goods? And they're like, for real? You got the goods? Yup. Let me prove it. Well, you don't look like it. Well, I'm about to dance. Turn the music on. Does that make sense? Hi, Devin. Nice to see you up in here. Does that make sense? Ooh. I don't know about y'all, but that felt good. That felt good. Again, if you want to look up all those aspects for yourself, have at it. But I'm not going through all of those things. That is the summary for Thursday. On Friday, the moon stays in Gemini for a little while. Now, remember, this moon in Gemini for partly Thursday That's a whole nother reason why it's going to feel bipolar, because the moon in Gemini is bipolar in itself, right? And what I mean by that, it's duality, right? It's over here, it's over there, it's mutable. It changes. The moods are changing as we are changing. So on some level, thank you, Spirit. On some level, just going back to Thursday real quick, the fact that the moon is in Gemini is helping us rock with the changes. Rock with the changes instead of getting stuck in what you deem to be important. Because that moon in Gemini says we can go anywhere. I love Gemini for that. We can be sociable. We can be serious. We can have sex. We can sit and watch TV. We can do whatever it is you want. It don't matter, because I'm still going to have fun. I'm still going to figure it out. I'm still going to be talkative and get some information out of everything that I do. That's that Gemini energy. So rock with that on Thursday and don't let anybody take you off your square. On Friday, the moon is still in Gemini, same jovial, sociable, informational, mercurial day when it comes to our emotions, keeping things light and airy, okay? But Uranus will back up into Taurus, by the way. I just want to let y'all know. Uranus is going to go into Taurus. So there's a part of us that wants to slow down. It was in Gemini for a little while, and then it's going to go back into Taurus because it's going retrograde. So it's a part of us that are now doing what? We're mulling over those ideals that we left, those old beliefs that we left. We're sitting back and we're making them work for us. We're making the new ones work for us, and we're being okay with releasing the old. Because that's a process. You just can't say to yourself in the full moon on Taurus, okay, fuck what grandma said. Fuck what all these morals said. I'm going to take my moral laxative and I'm going to do what I need to do. No. It's a process to let go of centuries, of decades, of years of doing the thing. So when Uranus backs up on Friday into Taurus, it's saying, okay, now you can assess the situation in a Taurus energy. You understand what I'm saying? Those morals we didn't need. Remember? Now let me tell you why. Sit and have that conversation with it. Please, if y'all don't do nothing, talk to yourself. Talk to yourself about the shit that you do. The bullshit and the good shit. Talk to yourself about how you want to change. Friday, Venus is squaring up. This is the bipolar. Venus is squaring up Pluto. Remember, I told y'all about an hour ago that it was going to be an up and down kind of week. Here's the other part. Here comes the values and Venus being questioned again, squaring up against Pluto. Here we go again. Who will you let define your value and or what you should be passionate about? Who are you going to let define your worth? Tell them how much money you should be given. Like grandma used to say, and your mama or your daddy, all money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. If that falls for you on Friday, remember we said that. All money ain't good money. And I know we desperate. I know there are times when the babies need to eat. I know there are times when we have to gift people what we need to gift them in order for them to stay alive. I know that. But remember where your power lies. Remember where your reputation lies. Remember that all money ain't good money. And sometimes, I wouldn't say there are tests, but sometimes there are, when these opportunities come up for you to recognize that what spirit is saying, what the universe is saying, is that what are you going to do? Are you going to go with what it is that your faith, what it is that your trust in yourself, what it is your decisions that you made days ago, weeks ago, months ago, and in your future and where you need to go? Are you going to trust that, or are you going to swing on the pole again and try to make that $1,000 real quick? I'm just saying, like on some real shit. And that's just an analogy or an example. It can be somebody's actuality. I told Kamau that the other day. God damn it, I need to pay rent. I should get out there. I tell Kamau, or I told Vaughn. Somebody I told. Should I get out there in the street and swing it? Because a girl can make a swift 2,000. But where would that put me? Not only my morals, goddamn my energetic self. I come on here and be like, hey, y'all, I'm drained as fuck because I've been fucking Joe around the corner. Come on now, we're not doing that no more. That was in 95. Okay, on Saturday, the moon goes into Cancer at 10:08 a.m. All right? Yes, and very yes. I advocate for that because I am a Cancer. That's when we want to be home. That's when things slow down. Just a touch, that's when we get emotional. Right, Gladys? That was in 95. I knew you would catch that. Right? On Saturday, that moon goes into Cancer. That's when it's time to get with our family. That's when it's time to eat. That's when it's time to feel all the feels. That's when it's time to take a walk down memory lane. Because Taurus has been releasing and because Taurus has been trying to figure out its moral, pragmatic structure, at least the moon in Cancer on Saturday to go, baby, we survived all of that. And we're going to survive the next leg too. Don't be worried about the things that you left. Don't be worried about the things because Cancer loves the past. Cancer loves to go in the past and try to figure out emotionally how to be all right with what was so we can move forward. That's how crabs move. You dig what I mean? And then the next thing you know, it's like, pew! You're like, how that motherfucker get to the top of the line? Because that crab assessed all the other ways before it went forward. So anyway, on Saturday, when that moon is in Cancer, it's saying to all this Taurus energy that just went over us, to all the things, the moral laxative that we had to take, that it's okay, baby. It smooths it out. It gives us emotional stability. It nurtures us. It looks in the past and says, we survived the other way. We survived another time. We're going to survive this time. Don't worry about it. I like that. And I also like that moon trines Venus, brings the value back. Because Venus was getting her ass kicked on Thursday. Venus was getting her ass kicked on Friday. Venus probably getting her ass kicked on Tuesday. Nope, that's Pluto. Well, Thursday and Friday. So here comes on Saturday, that moon, is trining up Venus. Clear the cobwebs now. It says clear the cobwebs, right? And use the emotional propulsion to see it in. Thank you, God. Clear the cobwebs now, meaning that the value is back. You feel it deep into your heart. You know that not only is your power sustaining you, not only are your convictions and your decisions, your determinations and your passion and what it is that you really want to do in this world, because we figured it out per that other person's question. I hope they didn't leave, but per their question, we figured it out. We absolutely figured out what is our passion, what moves us, what's going to move us forward. Now we can see it in. Now, after that whole weird ass, the visual that just came in my mind, that part in Willy Wonka when they go through the tunnel and all the people start, rah, roo, rah, and Willy Wonka, Gene Wilder version of it. He's on the boat giving this weird ass poem and shit. And all the parents are like, this cat is crazy. And he's like 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, and in and out, and whatever the fuck he's saying, but he sounds crazy as hell. Like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday was that. Bipolar and that. Whereas on Saturday, you come out on the other side of that tunnel moment, coming down that stream, and you go, oh shit, I'm worth it. I'm better. I made it through because I didn't pay attention and I wasn't distracted and I wasn't thrown off by all of these visuals and all these things that wanted to change me. All these people and all the situations that wanted to distract me and tell me differently. Please come back and tell me about this week for y'all. Please, please, please. On Saturday. Okay. And then we're done, right? Okay. The moon will quincunx Mars and the moon will quincunx Mercury. Many will see one thing and do another in frustration. Many will see one thing, but then do another. Frustration arises, but use your voice to announce where you stand. That's your responsibility. Because Mercury is affected by the moon in a quincunx, in frustration, irritation. So the brain is like, So that means people are going to say one thing and then do another. Because Mars is quincunx by the moon too. Mars is doing. Mercury is thinking. The emotions is right in between with the moon. People will say and do one thing. You'll say and do one thing. It seemed like imposter syndrome on Saturday in some kind of way. Please, 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 just do your best. Very, very quietly and very succinctly. Just announce who you are. Say what you want to do. The moment you feel like you're talking too much, you're talking too much. The moment you feel like you're rambling on and you are defending yourself a little too much on Saturday, that's exactly what you're doing. Sometimes it's good to just give people one-liners. I'm not doing this because of X, Y, and Z. Boom. But Sonja, did I not just answer your question? Don't try to rope me up in that goddamn frustration. I'm not doing that. The way I get out of shit like that, because I don't like to argue with people, I just walk away and laugh. Like, this motherfucker's crazy. I'm not doing this. I'm not getting wrapped up into the cobwebs and the frustrations of what I told you I was. I already see that what's happening and what's being said, what's happening, Mars, and what's being planned, Mercury, is not lining up right now. So I'm stepping out of it so my emotions don't get enthralled or, all wrapped up in this bullshit, right? I'll be back because I value myself on that day because the moon and Venus is together. Al, y'all not playing with me. I know this type shit. And then finally, Sunday ends with a beautiful day on some level, right? Because the moon and the sun come together harmoniously. Emotional maturity handles communicative quickness. Promises and optimistic talk must be proven. Intuit people, don't listen to the egoic speeches. This will keep us sane. So on Sunday, it's about just watching people shine. Have you ever been in a conversation with people where, they're all saying one thing because Mercury goes retrograde that day, and I'll get to that in a minute. They're saying one thing, but they mean another, Mercury retrograde, right? But with the moon trining the sun, it's saying just see people's heart. Even though their mouth may be quick saying one thing because Mercury is going retrograde in Sag. And yes, I'm coming to Atlanta all week next week to do 2 workshops, to do private readings, to do a stage it live stream performance with CHANDA. All the information is here. I want to see y'all, Atlanta. And Mercury's going to be retrograde. But in those, and I've done several events where Mercury is in retrograde. It's a test for me because on some level, you just have to force yourself to walk slower. You just have, and with Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius for the next couple of weeks until November 29th, what you have to do for yourself is make sure you're not talking too fast and promising people, promising things, making decisions that go before your capability. Mercury and Sag wants to just wants to talk. Yeah, we could do the thing. It's like pimp talk. We can do the thing. We can do the thing. We can, yeah, baby, that's just me. That's me. What you got? What you got? I got 5 for the 10. You got 10 for the 20. It's just like, it's moving. It's fast. It's grooving. So take that energy, slow it down and reverse it, selector. And now it's, you know what I mean? Now it's going in reverse on the LP. You dig? Like, it's like, wait, what? What did they really say? I don't know. You pimp talking and you going in reverse? So slow down. Make sure that you sign up for whatever it is you need to sign up for my workshops, whatever it is that you need to get done this week. Make sure the important emails go out because people are going to double talk. They're going to double talk. They're going to rewind it. They're going to, with all that shit, they just going to be in it. You know what I mean? But you don't have to be in it. Because you can prepare yourself in this moment in time. And when you start hearing the music, when you start hearing that shit, just back up. Just back up and be like, all right, I see y'all in a little bit. I mean, when you slow down and when you really got your whole your right mind, then we can talk. Because right now you want some pimp shit. I don't want to hear it. All right. Any questions? That's that for that. I hope to see y'all. Again, there will not be a weekly rundown next week. There will not be a weekly rundown next week because I'm going to be in Atlanta. I'm going to be in the sky flying to Atlanta, hanging out with some folks. Mystic will be here with Kamau. Hope she's all right. Y'all say a prayer for her because we be missing each other. I used to say that she misses me, but I think I miss her more than she missed me. I'm going to pull a card, Miss Irene. I got you, baby bubba. I got you. Let's pull a card for the week and then we can get out of here. All right. To end it again with the announcements, I am real quick doing private readings on November 12th. Only 5 spots are available right now. Somebody signed up last night. If you want to get an in-person, hi Subang. If you want to get an in-person read with me for about 45 minutes in Atlanta, email me at wordlifeastrology@gmail because the spots will go fast and I just want to put it out there. There's only about, like I said, 5 left. I'm also doing an in-person workshop at the local Peach in Norcross on the 13th. I have to remember all this information. It's going to be at 6 p.m. You're going to be fed a little bit of tapas, little snacks or whatever, a little bit of wine. I'm going to pull up your natal chart. We'll talk general information as well as I can give you a nice big old hug. That's for about 2 hours on Thursday. And then Friday, the 14th, Chanda and I will be talking music industry, love and life and all the things, okay? But that's only going to be streamed, live streamed on Stage It. So all of the information is here below in the description box on YouTube, but also in the link tree on Instagram. A girl's going to be busy next week. That's why I'm not going to do a weekly rundown. I'll try to tap in and see what's happening and leave some information if y'all care here on Instagram and on YouTube. And that'll be that, okay? But I wish you well, and I'll see you in the next weekly rundown in 2 weeks. Here's the card for the week. Let's get it going. Whew. Thank you, God. This is for this week. People here. Here we go. I had to go back over that twice. You're very, very welcome. Oh, thank you, ZP. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, here's the card for this week. Y'all ready? Listo, listo. Bow. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Now, I thought I was in y'all's ass. Spirit is really in y'all ass. Don't get lazy this week. And this is not physical laziness. This is spiritual laziness. And dare I say it, listen, after all the things that was just laid out, after the bipolar up and down, all the changes, got to take a laxative, get the morals out and change them up and reroute where we going. After all of that, you can't let go of God's hands. That's what this spiritual laziness is about. Let me read it and y'all get it. Watch. Hold on. Let me get a little wind. Ooh, ooh, with the wind, with the wind, with the wind. Okay, y'all ready? Let me show y'all the card. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? This gentleman clearly thinks he's got it made. He sits in his big overstuffed chair, wearing his sunglasses, shaded by his umbrella, with his pink slippers and his pina colada in his hand. He doesn't have the energy to get up and do anything because he thinks he's done it already. He hasn't even turned to see that the mirror cracking around him on his right is a sure sign that the place he thinks he's finally arrived at is about to shatter and dissolve before his very eyes. The message this card brings is that this poolside resort is not your final destination. The journey isn't over yet, as the white bird flying in the vastness of the sky is trying to show. Your complacency might have arisen from a real sense of achievement, but now it's time to move on. No matter how fuzzy the slippers, how tasty the pina colada, there are skies upon skies still waiting to be explored. Ashe, amen, aho watakoyase. Do y'all get that? Do y'all get that in relation to what Spirit just said? What we was just talking about? I hope so, because I can see it clearly. The bottom line is this. Listen, we've been doing a lot of work. The bottom line is some people are getting some really good rewards, are seeing themselves in ways in which they've never seen themselves before. The bottom line is this. Opportunities are showing up, and we are pushing forward with Mars. We are seeing our power with Pluto going forward. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. And oftentimes, when that full moon in Taurus wants to show its ass, it wants to not only say that, it's hard to move forward because I don't want to let go of some things. It's also saying, with that same meaning and that same idea, I mean, why do I have to go? Why do I have to change? Why do I have to do anything? Per being lazy as fuck. You have to because we still moving. You have to because we still grooving. Because things are still burning around us. Because you're still evolving. Because it ain't over yet. Does that make sense? I really want y'all to take this card to heart and check yourself along the way, along this week, and say to yourself, there's no time to sit back. There's no time to close my eyes. There's no time to, I won't say rest, but there's no time for slumber and to think that you've done it. And I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. You are good, but there's still work that you need to do within yourself to push you along even further. Because why? The enemy never ever sleeps. Don't get it twisted. And the enemy could be you. Take that poetry and smoke it. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I'm out of this piece. I hope you have a wonderful week. And again, I'll see you in 2 weeks. I hope to see you in Atlanta. Anybody who's down there, please hit a girl up. And if you have any questions, you can always email me at wordlifeastrology@gmail.com. Okay? I'm very accessible. I love you. And I pray all the best for you. And I see you real, real soon. All right. You're welcome, Ash. Adios. Peace.